Hello everyone, thanks for joining. We'll be starting the session soon. Stay tuned. Hello ma'am.
Hello, Srishti. I've seen you after a long time.
Same here. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I think we should start now.
Yeah.
Okay. So hello everyone, welcome to my live session. I would like to introduce our guest today. So here we have Mrs. Radhika with us, who is an accomplished mathematician and an amazing author. You might have read her lot of books she has written, and they are truly commendable. Mrs. Radhika is running a tuition center, Hayagriva Classes, with enthusiasm and full dedication. This tuition assures conceptual and academic improvement in students. Especially emphasis is given to remove the fear of mathematics and instill confidence in children. So when it comes to mathematics or maths, I am pretty sure that children are like, they don't want to study because of fear that they are not able to solve it, or because they get low grade in maths. There are two sides: either they score full, or the other side of the children, they score less. So now I would like to invite Mrs. Radhika to enlighten us with her words.
Yeah, what I would like to say is what we exactly do in our tuition center. So that is what I would like to actually elaborate here.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you said, maths is a nightmare for many children.
Hmm.
Right from a very young age, they don't learn to like it and they're not taught to think. So what we aim and doing at Hayagriva is we instill that confidence in them more than just making them score marks. So our concentration is on making them understand the concept and use it to solve their own problems. So in only in such a situation, I feel that students will really, be able to score as a later part. See, now when we give a lot of emphasis on the scoring initially, and they're not able to reach that step, then that is when they start to hate something. So at Hayagriva, we concentrate on conceptual learning, introducing the concepts in an easy way to the children, making them, more adaptable to it, and making them use it by themselves before even thinking about the marks. So this is what I would like to say we are doing here, basically.
Okay. So, ma'am, there are a few questions which a lot of students asked me, and they wanted their answers. So, ma'am, could you please explain our audience about your classes in detail? Just now you told a lot of things about your class, but in detail, that how one can go and attend the classes, or there about online classes also. A little bit on it.
So we offer both online and offline classes.
Yes.
So initially we started out with a student batch of only 3 or 4 children, but now we have quite a number. It's almost like a small school. We have right from 6th standard, we have up to 12 children, and I do take a few college students also, engineering students who come for maths. What we started was initially offline, but then in 2-3 years time we had this pandemic coming in, and then everything switched to offline. So we were also grappling like all teachers, to grasp to that situation, adapt, and then we got it. So slowly this now online has become like part. You can't just leave it. So we have courses which are entirely online. We have some courses which are entirely offline, and for the higher classes we have a hybrid class. Some classes are online, some are offline, and then we have courses where it happens simultaneously, the online and the offline, so that in case a student who has enrolled for an offline batch is not able to particularly attend a class on that day, they need not miss the class, so they can just join in with the other online students.
Yeah.
So we have these system, and another system we follow here is regular assessment. So for the we have weekly tests for the children. We follow it systematically. We prepare a question paper. We prepare reports and generate the corrected answer script mark lists, and we give it to the parents. It is we have groups where we have to display these things. So what we do here is we keep the child engaged, and the child we encourage the child to basically compare himself or herself with the previously how they did than with other children. So we bring in a healthy competition, and so the main highlights is we have weekly tests. So that builds up the confidence. Initially, children find it very difficult to adapt to that, but once they do it, they face the school exams very well. So we note a lot of improvement in the children once they join our tuition. That is how they were and before. And second thing which I would like to say is we have something like to encourage the students. We have something called challenges in the class. So we give some challenge questions in the class, and we tell the students it's an option. We don't force anything here. So those who are win the challenges, we display their names and give them some small gifts. So even the child who was first reluctant to start with, who was reluctant to even enter the challenge, the challenges you just have to do that particular sum without a single mistake. That's all. So they are later slowly they joined in. So we are trying only to get that fear of mathematics and hatred actually it is for some of them.
Correct.
So we try to get that out of the child, and automatically the child is performing well. So that is what I would like to say.
So eventually they'll start loving them, start loving the subject. Because most of the students
I wouldn't say everybody, but then most of the children who come here, especially, see, we teach maths and science subjects here. But maths, we can make out a lot of change in the children. They say it's maths means it's okay. So that way they have come. Maths exam means it is easier than so many others they feel now. So those children who are scared. So that we are able to bring, and I think that is our success actually.
Yes, correct. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so my next question is that what is the conceptual learning you are talking about? In the beginning also you said that we clear the concepts. So what kind of concepts you are talking about?
See, conceptual learning is what I would recommend to parents when they come, is everybody sees marks as a form of gauging the student.
Yes.
So you come for tuition, after 1 month there's no change in your mark, then you feel there is nothing happening. There is no, but learning is a process.
Yes.
It may take a child 1 month to learn. It may take some children, it may take another child 5 months to master the same concept. So there is no point in comparing one child with another and grading the child.
Yes.
So what we bring in for conceptual learning is, I suppose I have a 10 standard one topic. So I introduce the topic, tell them what is about the topic in detail. So what are the concepts they should know, some properties, and I just give them some very few basic sums only to just start it out. But the remaining sums, we make them do it.
Yes.
We ask them to do it. Yes, how will you do? They give the idea and they solve it. So other than a few basic sums. So that is what I meant by conceptual learning. We don't teach the sums. We teach concepts here, so that the children know if you give them a new sum or a sum which is already in the textbook, it is not going to make any difference for them. Their idea is to attack the problem with the concepts in mind. So that is what I meant by conceptual learning.
So this is
the
thing.
Repeatedly doing the same board questions again.
Yes.
That sort of.
This is the thing, ma'am, which everybody should teach, I think, because in schools what happened that they if we are also facing the same problem, that if they teach us to write applications, but we were not taught how to write resumes, which is required right now. So this is the thing. And if you talk about standard 10th or standard 12th, children just write on or mug up the question banks and all. But when we clear the concepts, that is which is needed in today's world, at least. Because if we just try to do all the work and just try to mug it up every time, everything, and if out of the blue any question comes, then they'll face problem there. Ma'am, my next question is which job you enjoy the most, as an author or as a teacher?
definitely a teacher, because that's what was my dream for a long. See, I never thought of the author as one of the
Yes.
major things. That was just part of my life. That's all. That is, it was there in every step. It was not done consciously.
Mm-hmm.
It was like built inside. So the author in me has always been there. Even when I'm talking to you, there is something in that author side going on.
Yes.
But what becoming a teacher was a conscious decision I made. It was what I thought as a profession and started. So definitely the teacher is the first. The author will hang around with the teacher.
But you should not leave it, let it go. You should always keep on writing, because we all love our ma'am, last but not the least, there are a number of channels and websites nowadays which are providing online, offline courses, everything. So why do, like, I have understood till now that yes, why we should choose this. But in short, if you, in a nutshell, if you want to just conclude by saying that why this classes everybody should go for.
Yeah, see, there are more than what everybody should go for. I would like to make one small thing. Like, see, there should be some change in our educational system.
Yes.
First, there should be a change. First, we should stop promoting these marks and ranks and running after the marks. See, the reason when we run after the marks, what has happened is educational institutions started using the marks to draw people. So if you have scored so many sentences, it means your teaching is good. So that concept has come. So that has led to a lot of commercialization and more. This has become like selling a product. So the minute we started looking at children as products, and we started selling our courses, that bond between the teacher and the student goes. So what is important here, what I would say is very different from the other classes is here I allow the children to be the children themselves. So they are quite free with me. I'm very firm about my work, but I am very friendly and approachable. So there is nothing like you should have learned some years back. You should have known this in the first standard. You should have known to divide in the second. There is nothing like that. At any age, you can learn anything. So that is the first thing I tell them. So learning is what we emphasize. And see, everything we have commercialized to the extent that if you have good ranks, if you have state ranks in your board, if you're the one who scores the highest marks, that means you're giving the best education. So that has to change. Even in schools nowadays, see, the one whole year syllabus is cramped into just 2-3 months, and then they keep making them study the same thing again and again so that they will score. When my days were there, hardly anybody went for tuition. We couldn't afford it. That was one thing. And then there was no time for all that. We did all our learning in school. But here, even if you're a topper or you are a child who struggles, everybody has to approach tuition. So that has become a matter of like everyday thing. See, that has to change. Basically, the educational system has to change so that only those who really require extra help will go for a tuition. So that I think should be changed. So why people should come to educational institutions with the conceptual learning, like what we are promoting, is because more than a commercial point of view, our aim is to bring out the best in every student. So every parent who comes here, no, I tell them there is no guarantee that I'm going to make your children score 100, 200 out of 200. No. But definitely you can bring out the best that a child can. See, you can't judge every child based on one test. Even a child who's actually who does very well, normally, maybe in one test he would be a little careless or some problem may have been there and the child may have slipped. So with that one exam, we are going to decide the child's future. See, I don't feel that is fair at all. So it should be a consistently, the child should be exposed and we should see in the overall run. Like for example, in 8th and 9th, how did the child do? That will give you a better idea. And more than anything else, how the child did in the 8th standard and compared to that now in the 10th, what the child has learned. I think that sort of a comparison is important. So that is what we promote here. We teach the child to see how he was and how he has improved. So automatically when the children see that change, see 50% of our work is over. The motivation is there and they are interested in learning. They want to do better. So if we bring in that spark, that interest in the children that they can learn, they should, instead of forcing them that this is what you're supposed to do. If you make them feel that they have to do it and they like to do it, that is what we emphasize here, so that it is a lifelong learning throughout it. So if you enroll for an 8th standard, you need not learn 8th standard. Even in 9th and 10th, the child carries out that spirit. So that I feel is the difference in the other institutes and what I would like to say about what we offer here.
Yes, very very true, ma'am. And one more point I would like to say that in most of the coaching centers or most of the advertisements I have seen, heard that we assure you 100% result, 99% result. But what you are, the transparency which you are showing here is commendable. Like, as you said, that learning is a process. One cannot just go and learn everything, or one cannot be the master of it. It goes on slowly, and the person, it depends on that particular child or the person, how he or she is able to grab the thing or not. And if not, then also he or she is one of their kind. So this is a best thing which I just heard. And it is very less nowadays, ma'am, that people are true towards their profession or whatever they are doing. And whoever is watching or whoever will watch this live session, they'll surely just open the website and just go through it once. I am pretty sure about it. And as you said about the flexibility, that about the online classes and offline classes both, so they can just if they want, they can enroll whenever they want, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but we do have a, like, we have a restriction on the size, class strength.
Okay.
So we won't take like, beyond the strength, because after that we will not be able to actually manage them or see what they're doing. So now I have a team of dedicated staff members who have got the same mindset as me, that we are supposed to teach to make them understand and not score. So I take my staff with a lot of, I'm very cautious when I select the staff. They should be willing to put in their best to improve the students. So that is more important, and I always emphasize that to the staff also. So here the strength is one of the things. See, I feel like, if I give a sum and I have a class of 15 only, usually it is only 15 students in an offline class. So that 15, I know which child will make a mistake in which part of this problem. I can almost guess when I'm giving the question. So that is easy when I have a small strength. So if I'm going to build up the strength, then it's very difficult for me also to grasp that. So that is one other point which I think I missed, and you have brought it up, that we are maintain a very minimal strength for the students, so that we are able to concentrate on them.
So basically, you are here to just promote study, promote the concepts, and not just to gain. This is what I have understood, that you're talking about the size. So what most of the tuition centers do, that just they bring on students. So this is the best thing, ma'am, which you just told right now. Anything, ma'am, if you want to just say as a conclusion?
Yes, as a conclusion, I have a message for parents as well as students, and for the teacher community. So I would like to see there are parents who say always, like, see, we are very free with our children. We don't force them at all. We let them do what they want. So that is what most of the parents tell me. Second point which most of the parents tell me is, he's actually very good, he or she. Only thing is they don't sit and listen. We don't have the time to sit with them. But once we do that, definitely, you give them a little push, they will do. So this is true for almost every parent talking about every child. But even though the parents say this, one thing behind them is expectation. All the parents have some expectation that the child will score very high. The child should do the best. They want to give their best to the child, and they expect the child should do the same. One thing we have to accept is every child is unique in his or her own way. So a child who's excellent at mathematics may not be very good at another subject. So we should just see what the child is really able to do and encourage them. Another thing is, because of this online classes, the use of gadgets has become very much among the children. So I feel that is restricting the learning process. So for students, I would like to say that they have to have a timeline for these gadgets and use it correctly. Otherwise, definitely it is affecting learning. The learning skills, the fastness with which they are able to grasp concepts is gone. And as for the teacher community, I will only say one thing. How you have doctors, we expect the doctors, they are one step more than any other profession, we say, because they save lives. See, what we are doing is nothing less than that. As teachers, we have that responsibility to create a better future for the children and a better country. So for that, I think so from our heart, we should put in a lot of effort, not just teach and move away. So these are the things that I would like to say.
As you just compared that doctors and teachers, I would just like to point one thing, that teachers are the one who create the profession, a lot of professions nowadays which we are seeing. The doctors are just a result of a teacher. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. We all are really enlightened, and all the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining.
Thank you, Srishti. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you, ma'am.